Gotta put that underneath. Oh, there you go. Paul's a professional.
Can you hear me now?
Testing 1 2.
1 2 1 2. But we'll figure out if people can hear us because I will turn this channel on to check to make sure that we're live and everything is working properly and so on and so on and so on
And so on.
You remember that commercial, don't you? Do you remember that? Calgon, take me away. She'll tell somebody and then she'll tell someone
And so on.
right? That's literally how it went.
Yeah.
That was
Right?
my life story when I was young.
I think that was a lot of people's, well, especially us. I think that was truly part of our lifestyle, and so on and so on.
And so on.
So it is, and we're just going to wait a couple of seconds here because I got to make sure that this is all working properly. And everybody out there who's already tuned in and watching, let us know. We got sound, we got picture. What do we got? Do we have anything but a hard way to go? That's what I want to know. And inquiring minds would like the same. They want to know if we are live. We are live. We are live. So, how is everybody today on this amazing, amazing, amazing Sunday, early evening, late afternoon? It's around 5-ish or thereof, or a facsimile thereof. It is your boy from Brooklyn, Shannon Ambrosio, and this is another crazy, amazing episode of the Everything and Nothing podcast, folks. So I hope you are joining in, and I hope you are part of our space cadets or want to be part of our space program. So today on the podcast, I have two amazing, amazing guests. Need I say it again? Amazing. These boys are my boys. You see how the tone of my voice just changed because these are my boys from Brooklyn. Childhood friends. Forever. And more than forever makes it 5 ever. To the left of me, with no further ado, my man who put the ill in illustrator. He put the bee back in the honey. And my man right there knows how to make the money. Killing bugs, baby. Tell us what's going on, Mr. Gary Calabrese.
Well, first of all, Shannon, thank you for having us. Shannon cooked us up a beautiful meal. We're taking some leftovers home. And thanks for coming up with the show. It's an awesome show. We get to show my artwork.
Talk to the mic. Talk to the mic, baby.
Mike?
Talk in the mic.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, Mike. Pull it in, baby.
So we're going to show you a little bit of Garrett's artwork, which is right behind Shannon. He pulled that off in a day or two, which is pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. And he doesn't get arrested because it's not on the train, which is that's
A good thing.
that's how he learned to do what he does.
Yeah.
I used to draw on paper a lot. I stayed off the trains. So all my stuff is on paper in the back. So we can take a look at that a little bit later too.
Yes.
And it's great to be here with you guys. And
Talk it to the mic. What do you mean?
It's-
Talk. There you go.
Pull it in, baby.
Pull it in.
it's great to
No, what are you doing? Look at me in the front here. You know I love these guys to death, right? Because now I got to show Paulie how to hold the
be.
microphone. What are you doing?
I'm fucking your shit up over here. Hold on.
Stop breaking my shit.
I'll pay for it. If I break it, I'll pay for it.
No, if you break it, it's broken. It don't matter if you pay for it.
That's good. It's fine. It's fine.
You can't bring him fucking nowhere.
All right. So before I fuck this guy's whole studio up,
We just got to pry it back in.
yeah, it's about everything and nothing with Shannon Ambrosio. And today, everything and nothing is about artwork
Yeah, boy.
and Brooklyn.
That's what's up right there. Paul, we got to fix that.
I can fix it. Look, right. That's perfect.
No.
Yeah.
No, let's see what we got. Did he fuck it up, folks? Let's slow him down. Hold on. No, he's good. He just don't want to talk into the mic like this. All right, we fixed.
Okay, we're back on the air.
Yes, we are. And so, listen to me. The double in despair, the man of the hour. We're not sure which hour. Just make sure it's not the witching hour. The man who put draw in the word drawing conclusions, but also pen to paper. My man, Gary G. Mr. Stride.
What's up, my brother Shads? Thank you for having us here today.
And the crowd goes wild, folks. The crowd goes wild.
Thanks for having us on the show today. Like Paulie said, we had an unbelievable dinner.
What up?
Shaz cooked amazing meals, sausage, meatballs, all that good stuff. The antipasta salad. And
We're breaking rules upstairs.
yeah, I mean, it feels like family around here.
Well, we are.
We are family.
This is the truth of all the truths. Hand up to who.
Whoop, whoop.
We're not saying his name, but we're letting you know, don't let it be in vain. So first of all, everybody out there, so what my history is with Paulie and Gary, the Calabrese brothers. There's 3 brothers. It's Richie, the oldest, Paulie, and then Gary. And they were the trio back in the day. Richie will join us on another date when my brother Richie's here. And then
gonna be fun.
And we call him, right, when our Richies are together, we call them the Richies.
The Richies.
The Richies. Because anything can happen at any time. Right? We all know that. But I know these 2 guys, we grew up together. So I'm talking junior high school, dropping out, hanging out, running around town. First time I got arrested writing graffiti was with G-Man.
Yeah.
Was that really the first time you guys got arrested? Was writing graffiti?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So that was how that went down. Some of us got away and some of us got caught. And it was funny because, it's just funny. So you had to be real fast back then. I'm sorry. But growing up with these 2 guys was amazing because, I mean, we were neighborhood heads, right? Brooklyn boys through and through, 100%. And we hung out. Tell everybody where we hung out, Paulie.
Bedford Park. That's where we hung out.
That's what's up, right? BPB.
Sheepshead Bay.
Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn.
Bedford Park boys. We went to, when we did want to go to school, where did we go to school?
Bedford Park. That's where I was.
Yo, that is the most truest of the answers. That is like during school hours most of the time where you found us. But we went to
Pia's Pizzeria.
Pia's
Pia's Pizzeria, right.
Got rest in peace, Rocco.
That's right.
But we went to Sheepshead Bay High School and Shellbank Junior High. Did you guys go to Shellbank?
I went to Shellbank. I did a little bit of Sheepshead.
You did.
I did like a year or 2.
Same here. Shellbank, a little bit of Sheepshead.
So you were on the right after junior high school program.
Yeah, we didn't.
I'm done.
I was done.
I'm done.
Well, I went to homeroom.
Yeah. Most of us went to homeroom because we thought we wouldn't get a cutting card if we went to homeroom, right?
Yeah, right.
Wasn't that the theory? But that never happened that way. We did get cutting cards anyway.
I made it home to get the meal.
You're lucky. You're lucky. That was the bad thing for me because my father worked for housing, right? So my father and the mailman were like this.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, no, he didn't even drop the mail off. He gave it right to my father.
Oh man.
Yeah. So he didn't fuck around.
He went right to the horse's mouth.
He didn't mess around. And he knew what the cutting cards were too. So he would purposely give them to my father.
You had to stick his head in the oven like a movie.
Yes, exactly. But I digress. So Sheepshead Bay High School, we lived in Sheepshead Bay and we hung tough, man. A lot of our first and a lot of things that you do growing up as young men in Brooklyn, we've done together, right? So first time probably drinking, first time doing any drugs,
Everything.
Right.
Everything we did wrong.
Everything we did
together.
We did some right things together, I guess.
Yeah, we
Not
did.
many.
No. Count them on one hand, maybe.
Yeah, no, we were fuck ups.
We were most of the time. But I tell you the one thing, right, Gad, and everybody, you can attest to this. We loved each other.
Oh yeah,
we truly did. Growing up together and our friends that we had, we truly trusted and loved each other.
100%.
Yeah, always stuck together.
We did.
Always had each other's backs.
110%.
Yeah, it was good old days.
It was a lot of those good old days, man. It's amazing. First of all, some of us did real well. Some of us did okay. We're okay, and some of us didn't make it out. Right?
Yeah.
Some of us didn't, and that's the tough part. A lot of people don't realize now. I see it a lot now with the kids' suicides and stuff. But we lost not a lot of friends to like the suicide thing, but mostly drug overdose and bad car accidents from being high or drunk.
Yeah.
Right.
Amen to that.
A lot of them. Almost all of them.
Terry the Greek, Mikey Is.
Yep.
Joey
Shemi.
Peter Pollock. Stevie Tarantola.
Go on and on. But it's crazy, and that's the good thing is that, it all throughout the whole thing that we all kind of stay just in this whole notion that we always knew we'd always be there for each other.
Always.
Very, very important. You don't see that a lot nowadays, that camaraderie.
Family's everything.
Yeah. And our extended family, which is you guys, my extended family.
Amen.
It belongs to the good dudes we grew up with.
100%.
100%. You
Well, we
know,
were the last people to hang out in the park. After we were done,
Yeah.
everything changed.
The generations.
The computers came out. Everybody stayed home. Video
Social media.
games. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything changed.
everything.
We didn't have that when we were kids. That's why we drew a lot. We had to draw a lot
Yeah.
because we didn't have computer games. We didn't have we had to make our own fun.
We entertained ourselves in
Yeah.
many different ways.
We did a good job at
We,
it.
we did a really good job.
Sure did.
And it's funny because that brings me up to the point of the discussion today, you know, and the title of the podcast is how to draw, how to illustrate. But really the idea of how to draw and how to illustrate doesn't just pertain to the idea of pen or pencil making it to the paper. It means drawing and illustrating your life, your passions, the things you want to do, the things you see for yourself. And the only good thing that I can say, and that's why I love you guys so much, is that you guys, that exudes in your artwork, in the stuff that you guys do. Everybody sees this behind me, the new Everything and Nothing backdrop. And this was made by Gary's two hands, combining his skills, right? So tell everybody what you do, Gary.
So basically, I used to run around with Shannon, write graffiti, and then we sort of like took it to another level and started putting stuff down on paper. I started working for a prop art company.
Yeah,
making prop arts. I did jobs for Metallica, Green Day.
that's what's up. You heard that shit, folks?
Pearl Jam.
Say it again.
Metallica, Green Day, and Pearl Jam.
Listen to me. It ain't no joke. We're not lying here, folks.
And then I just fell back into my passion, which my whole family does, is carpentry, and I got into the union. I've been doing it ever since. I love working with my hands.
Yeah,
and
it shows.
Combined my artwork with craftsmanship, putting stuff on wood and making big signs for people who I like and love. Of course, we all love.
Am I
Mr.
in the
Shannon.
love one?
Shannon is definitely he's definitely in the love group.
Don't screw that shit up. But you know what's funny is that I talk about this a lot, right, Paulie? And even when you were doing the books, and we'll talk about that. We'll get into it. Paulie has illustrated children's books, and they're absolutely amazing. And we're going to let everybody know out there about them, and so on and so forth. And where you can get some of his prints, right? You can get some of the copies of them made right online.
Yeah, well, I'm working on where you can buy them online, but I have the website.
You have the website up and everything. And I'm telling you, folks, he's going to show you a few things out here. But the idea of taking these passions, right? When I think about our childhoods and how our time was spent, you know, and having such talent and not hiding it so much, but never realizing how talented you really are and how far you can go with this, right?
Amen.
And then all of a sudden it starts to happen. I left my phone over there and that shit is ringing like a son bitch right there. But that's my fault. I'll go pick that up in a minute. But getting this idea that, you know, not following your passions, and
I'm shutting mine off so it doesn't happen to me.
not following your passions and the things that you want to do, but showing this firsthand that, you know, you didn't always reach for that, right? As when we were growing, that wasn't something that you did, right? Nope. Like your parents didn't really push you to like, yo, you're an amazing artist. Let's bring you to these schools and let's do all this shit. No, it's more like, hey, go to fucking school, go get a fucking job.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically.
And these kind of fall to the wayside.
Yeah. Well, when me, Gary, and Richie were kids, before like the internet and games came along, my mother would try to shut us up, so she would put us at the table and make us draw for an hour or two a day.
Oh, that's
So
well, that's good.
That was a good training lesson.
Plus,
Right.
she was an artist herself.
Yeah,
which
she used to draw a lot
used to draw
also.
really good.
Yeah. My mom too. My mom made a couple of these paintings up here too. Isn't that funny? Similar
Wow.
backgrounds, moms, same thing, you know, same crazy family. And
I didn't know your mom was an artist too.
yeah, she's a couple of the small paintings up. See the chicken that's up there? And the landscape?
Yeah.
That was done on the back of my first 3-ring binder that I had when I went to high school. My mom kept it. How crazy is she?
That's crazy. She saved it.
And then she painted that landscape on it.
Oh, no way.
And then she did the chicken up there.
Very cool, bro.
Yeah, she painted that. And the coffee pot and the seagull picture. My mom did that too. Did those as well. So yeah, I get it. You know, the idea, but correct me if I'm wrong. It wasn't like my mom was like, you know, it's a cool thing and it's passion. You have a passion for it, but it wasn't like, you know, she was like, come on, I'm going to drag you to art school and I'm going to, you know, growing up in Brooklyn, a lot of parents had a different mentality, right?
Yeah, go to school, get a job,
Right.
support yourself,
Right.
and get out of the house.
Right. Well, pretty much. Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that like the MO?
That was the MO back then.
Back in our generation. I mean, now they tend to push it a little bit more, right? You if you want your daughter to do something that she's passionate about, right? You're eager to help, eager to push her, tell her she should.
Sure. Well, Amanda wants to be a lawyer now.
Right.
And so I want to push her totally towards
Right.
that, because if she could have the option to do that, then
Correct.
it's my job to try to make sure that happens the best I can.
The best you can.
Right.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying that my parents didn't like the idea. My mom did. My mom loved it a lot. But it wasn't, and especially with pops, the big father figures around us, that shit don't fucking pay no bills, get a fucking civil service job, become a schmuck and a sheep like everybody else, you dumbass. I mean, it's tough. And for this time in your life to finally decide to come back to this artwork and these things that you love and have a passion about, I mean, that takes a lot of balls. It just straight up does, and you guys do it really well.
Well, you know what it is about artwork? For me, it calms me down when I'm doing it. It's kind of like cooking is for you.
Yeah.
Cooking is like your safe haven,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It mellows you out.
Mellows me out.
I like doing drawing. It mellows me out. I prefer to do it on trains, but we can't do that no more.
That's what's up. Remember all the days running to Cherry Hill, running down, putting a garbage bag over your jacket because of the back spray.
Yeah.
Come on. We all remember those days. But
I'd be walking in from the club at 3:00 in the morning. Gary be walking out with a knapsack
full of cans.
Full of cans.
Yeah, where you going?
Yeah. I check in, he check out.
And you know what's good? Like, Gary, you have street art and the idea of colorways and this. I mean, the sign is absolutely fucking amazing.
I love you. Thank you for saying that. Bro.
Everything and Nothing podcast with Shannon and Brazil. Come on. All I had to do was mention it. And then blammo.
It happened.
It happened.
Like magic.
Blammo. He didn't even know he was a magician. And now he's got one more thing on the resume. What do you think, Paul?
I think so. Yeah, I think he came up with that really fast.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think it was going to be that nice, but that thing is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's nothing compared to what Paulie Boy does. Those pictures of his,
Two different things.
they're so creative.
Well, that's the idea. So that was my next point that I was saying is that, the way your street art, colorways, the way you do things, and the way you incorporate the whole idea of your construction and being a carpenter, and you've done that for a long time. So even when we were younger, you had those things made on those little wooden pieces.
You remember that?
Yes, I do. Of course I do.
Remember that?
And to me, that's just pure genius.
That's old school.
That's pure genius.
Oh my God.
You're making something out of nothing.
Out of nothing.
Out of nothing. That is a talent that a lot of people can't grasp a hold of. You know that, Paulie, right? And you have that. You have that keen sense of grabbing somebody's character and putting it down on paper.
Bringing it
Anybody.
to life.
Correct, right? Because anybody, we know this, right? If you're that good of an illustrator, I can draw you just the way you look right here.
Right.
But to take somebody's soul, and that's what you see, and that's what ever since we were kids, when you used to make characters of people, and to me, you capture what their real essence is in that artwork.
Yeah, like
No.
I try to exaggerate it.
Exactly.
I exaggerate the person.
Like,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
that drawing of Joey 8-Ball you did.
That was good.
Yes.
It looked more like him than him.
But isn't that the great thing about being an artist too? Like, you really get to capture something.
Yeah, I used to do it to my teachers when I was in school instead of sitting there listening. But
Yeah.
if I didn't like the teacher, I would pass around the picture, and by the time it got to the teacher, I was going to the dean's office
Yeah.
because they weren't flattering.
Yeah, well, I'm sure
Yeah,
not.
I can't.
I'm sure not. But Paulie, for instance, right? Because a lot of the things that you draw and illustrate, first of all, I love them all, right?
Thank you.
One of my favorite ones is the idea of the money tree,
Right.
which to me, it means so many things. And where do you get that from?
Well, with the money tree, it started off with just a couple of dollars. I was thinking about money and I was drawing a couple of dollars, and then it just turned into a tree, and it kind of evolved while I was drawing it. And so I had the money tree, and I did the bark with the little face on it. And then I put once I show it, I could explain it to you.
That's the one I definitely want, because a lot of the illustrations you do, and we all know your style. Your style is you take scenes and scenery and make it into artwork, but they usually there's a direct connection to it. So in other words, one is Brooklyn, one is New York City, one is the skyline, right? Correct me.
Right. Yeah. I try to have a different spot, different taste on each one.
But that money tree, that's something totally different.
It just
That
came
came
out of the
from
blue.
inside you,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Because that is nothing that anybody has ever seen.
No, you can see that.
Well, I like money just like everybody else.
And don't we all wish it fucking grew on trees? I mean, that would just make everything so much easier.
You know what's funny is about that picture is it's funny how you say it's coming from inside you, and he actually made the tree alive, like it's coming out of the ground.
Yeah.
It's got the face on it.
Yeah.
Then you got the two little aliens who are actually
What
trimming the tree, trimming the money tree.
are they? So to me, that always evokes a different emotion. Are they picking up the money in happy essence that they're getting money, or is it just that that's their job? Like,
Oh no. Well, what you got the guy on the side,
Mm.
that would be the man of the house. He's watering the money tree.
okay,
And then you have the wife.
push this up a little closer. I want everybody to
You
hear
have
you.
the wife on the side of the tree, and she's got the little basket. She's picking up all the leaves of money that fall off, which is a basic family. I mean, it could be vice versa. It could be the girl and the,
right.
yeah. But you water the tree, the money grows. You pick up the money and you go spend it.
I like that. I love the idea of the artwork because it truly does have a place in your heart, because that's a total expression. To me, that has more emotion to me than a lot of the other artwork that I see that you do.
Yeah.
To me, that tells me that there's something inside you that just there's a lingering message that you always have. And I
Yeah.
love that idea.
Well, yeah, that picture has one basic idea. The other pictures I do with the crowds and stuff,
Hmm.
every character is a different idea.
Yeah.
So it's a bunch of different, it's chaos.
Yeah.
So the crowd scenes that I do are pretty much chaos. But the money tree, when I did that was just one basic idea of, you know,
I need money.
you work hard, you grow your money tree,
And it'll grow for you, right?
and-
If you water the money tree properly.
you water, right. You got to water it every day. And
Right. I love that. I love that idea. And you're a hustler, right, Gah? He's
That's
a
right.
hustler. So as long as I can remember, Paulie's always been a businessman. He's always had businesses. He's always had real estate. He has this idea of money on his mind. And to me, that picture says, like, I'm not always showing it or doing something that involves money, but I'm always thinking about it. I'm always thinking about how my money can grow.
yeah. And
I
if
like that.
Yeah, if I go out and I make money all day, I can come home and make some more money.
Right. I mean, that's
I
the
can't
essence of
spend
it.
that money, but
And see, and now with Gary's artwork comes from his spirit.
Pretty much.
It doesn't come from, you're not looking to evoke emotion from inside of you and capturing things. You want everybody to know you're here.
I wanted it to be bold.
Yeah. And I
I
love
love to
that.
be big and bold. Like
Yeah.
when I first brought this down, what did you say to me? Oh, hell no.
No,
Is that big, Gary? And I was like, yeah,
that's
go big or go
go
home.
home. The bold.
And that's why we were always doing stuff when we were spray painting on walls. You see those kids, they would tag on the wall,
Right.
write little
No,
tags.
not you.
Me, I do things that are like
Yeah,
10 feet
10
tall, 15 feet long,
Yeah.
with beautiful colors. This way people would come outside and say, you know, it's not that bad. I don't mind that graffiti being on my wall. I'm not going to call the cops on it. He's
Right.
doing something beautiful.
Very different.
So it was good. It was funny that you say that, because one day we were doing that mural in memories of Pete Pollock
Yes.
and Willie
and my ears.
and Mike
And
Ears. That's
Ears.
right, Mike
And
Ears.
Ears.
That was a doctor's office, and they came outside and they were like, "We're calling the cops on you." And I was like, "Go ahead,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Go.
I'll go to jail. I don't care. I'm doing this for people that died."
Let me
Yeah.
finish.
Right. Let me finish.
Let me
Yeah.
finish
I
the
actually
piece.
showed them the article. I had the article of the newspaper of
Yeah. When
Randy
it happened. Yeah.
They called the cops. I still stood there on top of one of those garbage containers, 10 feet up in the air. And the cops rolled up and they said, "Listen, you got to get out of here." I said, "Listen, a friend of mine died. Here's the article. I just want to finish it. I got maybe 2 hours left." He went inside, talked to the lady, came back outside, says, "Listen, the lady's being a real hard ass about it. Do me a favor. I don't mind you finishing it. Come back when they close."
Yeah.
So the cop was understanding. He actually let me come back. He said, "When it's dark, you come back and you finish it. I won't
Yeah.
bother you."
Yeah.
And I actually
And that's
was
some
able
cool
to finish
shit.
it.
And to me, that's where your artwork lies. Your artwork lies in your spirit, and it shows in your work. A lot of bold colors. There's always a grandeur to things, so things are always very escalated. You work long ways, a lot,
Right. To
right?
make things pop.
Yeah,
It catches the eye. When
Yeah.
it catches the eye, people get amazed. And
Yeah.
it's that wow factor.
Yeah.
It's like with Paul's colors and stuff like that. As you can see, all his drawings, he never overwhelms any of his colors in any
Right.
of the drawings. And he
Right.
uses a lot of the colors in certain areas,
Yeah.
but never collages them
Right.
all in one spot to where it doesn't pop anymore.
Right.
So he's good with that too, as well, as far as the
Right.
colors. I guess we got that together as kids growing up and coloring and stuff.
Well,
like
we
that.
drew together when we were kids all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah. We used to
And
sit-
Richie too,
Richie a little bit. Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, Richie a little bit. Yeah, he used to draw. We all drew.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we were kids, everybody seemed to draw.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, there was no computers, there was no game. You had to find your own fun. So there was so many artists in school when we were kids.
Yes.
I remember a lot of good graffiti artists.
Well, there was. I tried to get Lenny Friedman. Do you remember Lenny Friedman?
Yes.
Sec. He wrote Sec.
Sec,
SEC.
yeah, right? Yeah.
Yo, I want to.
Boy remembers him real good.
Yeah.
What happened? He tagged over him.
No. One.
Anyway,
One
he was
time-
going to come on the show, but he got caught up doing something else.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to have
maybe,
him on here.
Maybe we'll save that till he gets here.
Yeah, say it till another time.
I think
okay. I think that's a good idea.
But anyway,
He toured Gary, but one day.
he toyed.
he
Gary?
he wrote over
What an
my name
ass.
one day,
What an ass.
and Paulie had a lot to say about that ordeal.
Anyway, I digress. I love Lenny though. Lenny's a good friend of mine because growing up, we were in junior high school together and everything, and then high school first year we were pals. We palled around, and that's where I fell in love with illustrating a little bit from my mom because she encouraged it too, like your mom. But I really started to understand that I really could do it a little bit, and I was okay at it with Lenny because Lenny was really fucking good artist.
Was he really?
Oh my goodness,
Yeah, he was
incredible.
good.
Incredible. And I would sit with him and he would explain things to me and I would be like, oh, okay, that makes a little bit of sense. And it made illustrating for me a lot easier because he made it kind of seem very easy because he was my age, so
Right.
it was like my mom was telling me stuff and I was like, oh, well, she knows already, but when I heard it from another kid my age,
You could relate better.
I could relate better.
Yeah, it
Right.
made more sense.
Right. So that's why me and Len we became good friends for a little bit. And he's a great artist too. I mean, and he's still doing something that's kind of artistic. He builds a lot of cars now,
Does he?
and he does all the painting on the outside of the cars.
Really?
It's a
He's-
form of art.
Yeah, he's incredible at it too.
Custom.
Yeah, all custom work,
God bless him.
murals on cars and like
Really?
painting, special paint jobs. Like he's amazing,
Good for
amazing.
him.
Joey Indot.
Yes,
Joey
another
Indot,
one,
yeah, it's really
another
good.
one.
Yeah.
I should have called him. I didn't think about it. He was another great artist that did all the memorial tribute pieces around Brooklyn.
For 9/11.
Yeah, for 9/11.
Great with an airbrush machine.
Yeah, I came up with a really good idea years ago when after 9/11, they had all the pieces up. Everybody was making pieces everywhere.
Yeah.
It would have been nice. Half of them are painted over, but it would have been nice to take pictures of all of them
And
make a book
Of
out of them.
course.
Yeah,
Of course.
before they got taken
But
over.
I thought of it, but I don't even know if you could do that without getting. Are you allowed to take the picture and put it in your book?
Well, you
without-
could take the picture and then you got to give them credit.
But what if you don't know who the artist is?
Well, you got to find out. As soon as you post it, as soon as you put the post up online, somebody will answer to it. I mean, if you wanted to do it, there's probably not many of them left.
No, they're right.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
I thought it was a good idea. At the
but what's
time.
funny is I think Joe Indar just posted something recently that he had just put a new one up somewhere,
Really?
or one was still there, or something like that, and the owner still had that same building and loved the piece.
There's one on Avenue W and Nostrand Avenue on the side.
Yes,
on
of the
Avenue
drugstore
W,
where the drugstore was.
with the big eagle.
The
Yeah,
big
because
yeah.
I
That's
lived
still there.
in
Yeah.
the projects right on the corner over there.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, it's still there. Well, I was in that neighborhood recently and I saw it.
Yeah, that lasted a long time.
But anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked because we get talk about neighborhood shit all the time. Paulie, I want you to take one of these pictures. Let's go over by the camera and then hopefully you can explain, a little bit about the
You won't be able to
illustration.
hear me. That's correct.
Yeah, I won't be able to hear much. You can take
All right.
You know
So
what we
then
can
how
do?
about I hold
This
it
is
up
what-
and Paulie narrates what the picture is?
right. So that's what we can do. Gary, hold the picture right up here, and then Paulie can tell everybody what's on there. Or I could just hook up another mic and you could walk over there.
No, this is good. I know what's on the picture. All right,
But these
grab
were
the banana.
amazing.
Well, grab the money tree. They were talking about the money tree anyway. So that's pretty self-explanatory.
But it's incredible.
So yeah, that's the money tree.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time.
Can
doing
everybody
that.
out there see that? How incredible his artwork is. So Gary, when you hold it up a little higher.
A little higher, G.
No, he's getting it. No, you're pushing it closer. Just hold it up. There you go.
A little higher, right?
Little
The
bit.
people.
Perfect. Okay. So you could see, Paulie, look,
G. A
look,
little bit that
look
way.
at,
Yeah, I want him to see the girl that's on the side, not picking up. All right, guy, that's good. So if you could see that, you see the guy watering the plant on the bottom.
yeah.
You could see the wife picking up the money that's
Yep.
falling off the tree. if you look close, you could see a face inside the tree. So the bulk of the tree has a face in it, and it has hands on the bottom that are holding all the
Yeah,
coins
right here.
that fell off the tree, because the coins are kind of like 8 coins.
Gary straightened it. There you go. That's perfect right there. Don't move.
You should have got it.
Don't move it there.
You should have got an easel for this.
I do have an easel.
Maybe next one we'll do
Jesus.
it for. All right. Oh, that's perfect.
I do
Yeah,
have an easel.
yeah,
I
that's
do have
perfect.
an easel.
I feel like we're back when we were
Fuck it.
kids.
I'm going to get the fucking easel. You tell everybody what's on there.
Remember when we were kids, we used to have somebody holding the antenna for the television, only it was a clothes hanger. All right, guy, you keep holding it there until your arms give out. All right, so it's basically just a bunch of leaves, but if you look really close at it, you can see every single dollar has, some detail in it, and it's the money tree. So that's pretty much all I can say about it, other than it's one of everybody's most pieces that they like the best. Okay, there goes Shannon with his easel. What would Shannon be doing without an easel? Oh yeah, that's perfect. Look, I think that's perfect, Shannon. Well, no, you took it off.
That's all right. No, don't have to go high. That's why I got a camera. Oh, you can take that lower.
Go ahead, I'm watching that thing.
Go ahead. All right, Bully, break it down.
I broke it down already. I mean, there's some $5 bills in there. There's some $10 bills in there. There's a couple of singles in there, a few hundreds. All right, so the next piece coming up is Coney Island.
Oh, which is my all-time favorite.
A lot of people they like this one. Is it up?
Yeah, you say take.
Oh, we're on delay. Okay, I see. All right, so here's Coney Island. If anybody knows Coney Island, it's more of Coney Island back in the old days. But you got rubies in the background. If you know Coney Island, you know rubies. And then you got a bunch of different characters on the streets. So if you look at it, you can see every character's doing something different. Every character I draw usually comes out different. So every time I draw one, I'm doing something different. But yeah, that's Coney Island. That was one of my first pictures, and one of the most favorites as far as everybody's favorites go.
G-Man is going to be our Vanna White today.
Give me an A.
Give me
an O.
Hey,
Oh.
put those together. What do you have?
Hey.
The Brooklyn saying, "Hey, yo."
All right, so this next picture, this was really basically like one of the first crowd scenes I ever did.
Oh, so tell everybody.
This I made, I think it was way before
This is a long time. This is old.
before the Twin Towers came down.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Yes, because you could see them in the background.
Yes, I took a lot of different pictures of downtown Brooklyn. I went by Front Street, which used to be all warehouses back then. Now it's now it's all condos.
Now it's all
Dumbo.
Now it's
I
all
think
$1 million studio apartments.
Yeah, right. But you couldn't walk in that neighborhood back in those
Yeah,
days.
20 years ago, some crackhead would be beating you up for 72 cents
and that
and
was
a pair of shoelaces.
and that was a score.
No bullshit.
You could also see Foley on the left-hand side with his exterminate can getting beat up by a rat.
Yeah, because I'm an exterminator. So
That's your business. That's what you own.
yeah,
He's not just an exterminator. He owns a very good thriving business. So that's he's not going out there pumping his can every day.
So yeah, I took a lot of different pictures, and I tried to throw every different kind of person in there. So you got everybody from black to white to up and down.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of different mixtures.
Yeah. Well, that's Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
We grew up with this shit. I mean,
You're not going to see no cell phones in that picture.
no.
Or computers, because there weren't none back then.
There wasn't any back
There
then.
wasn't any.
What's our next one up?
The banana boat.
Oh yeah.
All right, the banana boat is one.
But you know what? Let's talk for 2 seconds, right?
Go
So
ahead.
the idea we were talking before about how your everything that you feel inside comes out when you're illustrating. So the idea when you're making every character has their own fucking unique personality, correct?
Right. Yeah. Well, I try to think about if I'm making a dog catcher or a mailman. I try
Right.
to put what kind of mailman's face would pop into my head.
Right.
So it probably looks like my mailman.
But I love the idea that you truly do take care into each one of these unique individuals in this artwork. Like every one of them, they're all doing something. and they all there's a reason it's there. Like you said, the rat that's chasing the exterminator.
Right. Yeah. Well, I can draw. I can keep going drawing a bunch of different faces, and they'll all come out different.
Right.
I'm not good at drawing the same face twice.
Okay.
So I like to draw everything I do comes out different. It's hard for me to draw the same face twice. So I figured if I'm going to do that, I'll draw all different kinds of people.
Right.
And if you're going to do that, you don't want them all just standing there looking.
Right.
You want them to be doing something.
Yeah.
Different
Right.
things.
Right.
Different
So
things.
so while I'm working in Brooklyn, I'm driving around, I'm looking at people, and you'd be surprised at the crazy shit you see when you're driving around in Brooklyn. So every night I come home and I figure, all right, that crazy lady that was pushing the push cart, or the 3 ticket agents that were giving somebody a ticket on the car.
Or maybe they were arguing about it,
Yeah.
or something was happening. You capture that entire scene in your mind, don't you?
Yeah. And I get a lot from the news too. You know, a lot of times I'm home and I listen to the news and I hear about something crazy that happened, and I'll throw it in the picture.
You'll draw it.
Yeah, I'll throw it in the picture.
No, that's fucking incredible. G-Man. And what's funny is that I know you have that same spirit, you know, like the idea, because it shows in your artwork. I mean, the idea of all the colors, the boldness, and thinking about all these things. It's got to be amazing to have these thoughts in your head constantly.
It's scary sometimes.
But I think the scariest part about it is the fact that you can put it down on paper.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the
it's
scary part.
actually rewarding. It's easy. It's better. It's like an outlet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If I didn't put it down on paper, it will be
You
on my
think-
head.
Yeah.
I'd be a very dangerous person.
Isn't that funny though, right? Like he has to release that idea of what's in his head, otherwise it fucks with him.
It's like the paper is his therapist.
Yes, true fact.
It is.
Now I can bet on that one.
when I'm doing these pieces, sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, because I'm thinking about something.
No shit.
I'll have to run over to the art table and put it down, or
wow.
I'll forget about it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Or if I see somebody walking in the street and they catch my eye, I'll have to pull over the car and make a quick sketch. This way I can bring it home and
Capture the moment.
right, capture the moment.
Oh, you're like the fucking Rain Man of illustration.
Yeah.
I shit you not.
Who's that crazy bastard taking pictures of everybody in the middle of the street?
Fucking
Yeah.
You're gonna
creep.
be in my next piece, you.
5 minutes to whop them. Fuck.
Stalker.
Yeah, that's incredible though. But that's a talent. A lot of people don't understand that, right? They don't understand that talent. They don't understand what it does to your mind, right? It really does. It's a conflict, I bet.
It's tough sometimes when you're ready to draw something and you have an idea in your head and it doesn't come out the way you want it.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating
I can see that.
because I've done drawings for other people sometimes where I actually put stuff on wood like this
Mm.
and it didn't come out the way it did. And I would just break it in half
Just
with my
trash
hands,
it.
go back to the store, get more wood and do it again.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
frustrating when it doesn't go from here down to the paper or the wood.
Right.
And it's not, you don't see what you see in your mind, that what you wrote down.
Right.
It's frustrating. You have to do it over again.
Yeah.
But with Paulie's different. Every time
But the conflict.
he's ever drew anything, it's always come out the way he wants because it comes right out of his head. It's amazing. Like you can tell him
Yeah.
to draw anything at the drop of a hat. He'll just draw it.
Right.
Like
Right.
with me, sometimes I don't like certain letters that I do,
Mm.
and I'd have to go back and fix a certain letter
Mm.
if
Mm.
one's too thicker than the other, or if shades are off a little
Right.
bit. It's a little.
Whereas
frustrating.
Paulie will move on.
Paulie will move on. He'll just carry on to the next
Right.
one and blend it all in.
Right. And he'll fix it maybe on the next one.
Right.
Yeah, well, a lot of my pictures are mess ups, but then
You adjust them.
Sometimes I adjust them. They came out better than I wanted them to come out.
Yeah.
Because I said, wow, that looks kind of cool. I didn't mean to do that,
But
but
Yeah,
I could work with that.
it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really get that idea, right? So the thing is like, sometimes I have to stop myself from doing whatever it is I'm doing to put something down on paper because you're afraid of
You're gonna
missing
lose it. You're gonna
You'll miss
forget
it.
it. Right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that goes with everything in life.
Well, that's a good point in making, right? I do that same thing. Like you with the illustrations, me with my ideas. Like I literally carry books with me. You'll see upstairs in my knapsack everywhere I go, every day I walk around or do anything. I don't care if I'm at work. I don't care if I'm going to the supermarket or whatever. I have a notebook with me that I keep. And literally every time I have an idea about something or I think about something, I write it down because I'm afraid. I have a conflict just like you and just like you. I have a conflict in my mind
Yeah.
constantly that I'm going to forget.
Yeah, at least I can
Mhm.
take a look at it later on and figure out if I want to follow through with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do that with not just artwork. I do that with everything.
anything.
Yeah, like with anything. It's like paint
People think I'm crazy. I have my black and white composition, the school books. I have a bunch of them. And on the front of them, I write iPad. Like iPad 2019,
Right.
iPad 2025. And people look at me, I'm like, yeah, I got the new iPad. They're like, hey, you fuck you talking about, you sick bastard.
Sick bastard.
Yeah, and then I open up, I got like drawings and written words on there. People like, hey, what is that, hieroglyphics? Is that fucking Egyptian? And I'm like, listen, you scumbag, it's fucking writing.
Retards.
Yeah. But I love that idea. I mean, being able to express yourself, and especially through art, like you said, a lot of times I feel that expression in my cooking when I cook, and now I mean too with the construction now and everything, the carpentry or whatever. But to be able to take your ideas and put them down from pen to paper the way you guys do is just absolutely amazing. So we got this is one more.
Yep. Let's put
We
that
got
one up
yeah,
for you.
let's put this one up.
Yep.
I want everybody to see this. And Paulie, while we're doing this, where's fucking mosquito? Where'd he come from? It's like fucking 7 degrees outside.
I'm off the clock.
He's got somewhere. He's got somewhere he got to be.
He's terrorizing me because I'm not.
Yes,
at work.
exactly. I haven't seen a mosquito. No, because they know. Everybody out there knows. All right. So now you're gonna know, right, Paulie? So tell them what's your name. Exterminating business.
Abolish pest control. You could check it out on abolishthebugs.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that too in a hot second.
We only service Brooklyn, by the way. So if you need our service and you live out of Brooklyn, move to Brooklyn.
Everybody from Brooklyn says the same thing, right? Oh, you live somewhere else? Oh, just move to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Just move to Brooklyn. It'll work itself out.
And if you don't have any roaches, don't worry. Brooklyn has as many
as you need. It comes with roaches included.
Right, it comes with the apartment.
But you also, through this love of illustration and your now business, you and your daughter, the birth of your daughter, what's your daughter's name?
Amanda Lee Calabrese.
So Amanda Lee Calabrese put on this idea in your head that you needed a legacy to leave her. So with your illustrations and the idea of you being exterminated, you came out with children's books. You did a couple of children's books, or one.
Well, I did two. I did the bad bug book first, and then I did the good bug book. And the reason I did the bad bug book is because Amanda was young at the time. She was only maybe 5, 6 years old. And she started realizing what I did for a living, killing bugs. And she liked bugs. So
that's a conflict.
So yeah, right. So now I'm the bad guy. So I got to figure out how to become the good guy again because I'm a bug killer. So I made the bad
like
bug
Spanky
book.
from the Little Rascals. What are you doing? I'm bug killing.
So
I'm bug hunting.
I made the bad bug book and the good bug book, so this way she could understand which bugs are bad and why they're bad, and then which bugs are good and why they're good.
That's fantastic. That was fantastic. Can you even get those books anymore?
Yeah, if you go to Amazon.com, they usually have it.
Well, how can they find them? So somebody wanted to find that book.
I'd say I'd put in the Bad Bug Book by Paul Calabrese or the Good Bug Book by Paul Calabrese, and
should be able to find it on Amazon.
Yeah, you'll definitely be able to find it, or Barnes and Noble.
Or Barnes and Noble carries
Barnes and Noble, I'm pretty sure still has it. But I'm going to start working on my website. I'm going to have it available on the website.
So you can sell it direct.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense.
I'm a little slow. I'm quicker at drawing than I am at advertising.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But that's what we're doing now. We're helping advertise. So the idea is that you need, if you have children out there and they're not sure what the good bugs are or the bad bugs are, you need to go on Amazon and look up Paul Calabrese, the Good Bug Book or the Bad Bug Book, and buy it. Buy it for somebody you know. Buy it for another exterminator to show them it's not all about bugs. All right. So tell everybody what we got here, this last one.
Okay. So some people can't see it, but if you look at it long enough, you'll see it. It's called the Banana Boat. And
not because there's bananas on it.
Well, there are technically bananas on it too. I did put 2 bananas on it. To the middle right, you'll see the bananas up there. But it's the Banana Boat, so it's everybody who's coming to the country, all different ethnic groups and everything. And
I love that.
That's the front of the boat. So that's like, I guess
the
that's
trip to Ellis, right?
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, it's coming straight
to America.
It's coming to the Statue of Liberty. On the right hand side in the background, you got Brooklyn. On the left-hand side in the background, you got Manhattan. And if you look at the Statue of Liberty, it's looking down at the boat like, what am I in for? And it's got a bunch of different characters there. And they all kind of speak for themselves if you look at what they're doing.
Right. I love that message, too, because a lot of our parents or even grandparents came over from other countries and settled here, you know. And like they said, you know, Miss Liberty, bring us your tired, bring us your weak.
Bring us your hungry.
Bring us your hungry. And that's what
that picture shows right there. That picture basically is telling you that's what this country here in the United States is all about. You know, this is about unity. This is about people coming here to get another shot, another chance. You know.
Yep.
I like that.
So it's the banana boat.
I love it. I love that message. So you want to
okay.
run through them quick or? We can.
You could do this one real fast. That's the Brooklyn Underground.
And anybody who wants to purchase a copy of these prints, you have them somewhere where somebody can purchase them, right? The copies.
If you go to paulcalabrese.com, then you can see all the artwork. I'm not sure if it's still equipped to sell it. I really haven't been working on it too much lately, but I'm going to set it up so this way you can get the books and copies of the pictures. But it's hard to find a good company to make good quality pictures.
Yes.
And be able to send them out for a fair price.
Right.
So you want to find the right company because you don't want to charge $500 for a decent picture with a decent quality.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sell bad quality pictures.
Right.
So I'm trying to put it together, but
you're putting it together now, but these illustration copies will be available for purchase. And I'm telling you, you want a piece of this artwork. First of all, we're not going to kill Paulie in order to make him famous so the paintings can be worth a lot of money. We can keep around for a little bit. But you're going to want to get one or two of these because, first of all, they are great conversation pieces. Nobody would ever think that these were done by hand with a pencil and then a marker.
Pencil and marker, that's it. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
No computers, no color matching, color grading. He didn't have to call 7,200 people and a guy in Taipei to get them colored right. He picked the colors, he put the pen to the paper, and he illustrated. Ain't that some shit? It's a new way.
It's a whole new world. It's the old way, but the new way.
It's the old way, but the new way.
It's the whole old new way to do shit around here.
We've come full circle.
To actually illustrate shit. I love that. I love that. Yeah, did you bring any artwork with you? Any of the
besides what I made you? No, I was still in.
I was hoping you would have brought a black book, an old black book or something.
Yeah, you know,
with some pieces in it.
I had some hard time finding them. And that was because of before I got married to the love of my life, Angela. I was with that crazy bitch.
Yeah, don't go into that.
Not gonna mention.
Let
no
me
names.
tell you something.
Don't make a famous.
3-4 minutes into a conversation, and somebody in Brooklyn is getting thrown the fuck under the bus. I'll tell you that shit right now.
When I went back to get some personal items, the shit was missing. So
how personal?
Yeah, you know, personal drawings. Pictures,
some of your drawers and drawings,
old school pictures of us when we were kids.
No, when they get lost, that's it. They're done.
Yeah, it's you know,
you got shit.
It was
my fucking money.
It was
that's personal.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
Personally, that was mine.
I thought she was hitting me hard when she did it.
But that is.
She also took your.
It is.
That sucks.
It's memories I'll never get back.
She also took your personal card, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. She took the personal car and we blew it up afterwards.
I hate when that shit happens.
Yeah. Next picture.
This is getting personal. No, that we didn't. You could. No, you can take. All right, that's Brooklyn Down Under.
That was Brooklyn Down Under in the subways. I love that one too because it really does show that there's a complete world underneath in the subway system. And most people, you know, it's funny. People travel from other countries to come see our subways. They stink, they smell, but no. Now they're starting to. Hey, listen, they're starting to do a lot of artwork now in the subways.
Yeah, and it's coming out really nice.
Oh, it's incredible.
Really, really amazing.
Really amazing pieces. Love. And I was reading. It's funny because just reading a couple articles the other day on artists that do artwork just for the subways.
Yeah, and they do some really nice stuff.
The sculptures, the tile work.
Mm-hmm.
So what they'll do, move that, angle that up a little bit. You don't know, Gary, all right? Push the handle down a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, good. Perfect. That's it. All right. So I really love that idea, what they're doing down the subway systems now, because they're taking artists, you know, so like if you should go online, I guess, and I don't know if you want to take the time to do it, but you go online and you could submit. So you could take one of your things here and they will commission a tile guy who will make this one of your drawings in
mosaic.
Tile. Yeah, we'll make it a mosaic.
Right. They'll make it a mosaic.
100%. I've seen them. That I will watch the documentary on it.
Yeah,
that's
I saw
cool.
it. They do some amazing.
Amazing.
Shit. Amazing. Yeah.
And they take artists. So like you could submit something, and if they pick it, they have somebody go out there and they make it.
No shit.
No shit.
Wow.
And the artist won't only just get artists that do mosaics. Like they may get a sculptor. A sculptor may like a character that you put in one of these pictures and take that character and sculpt the whole fucking character. And then they put it as a piece inside the subway system.
Really?
Right.
Out of brass, like the guy who does the brass things, you know, the little creatures he does.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah. Those were drawings.
Right.
And they commissioned
Turn them into 3D.
yes,
Right.
another artist, a brass artist got commissioned to make those characters.
Right. It just depends on who sees your stuff and if they like it, because everybody likes something different.
Right.
So you can set 1,000 people could send in different kind of artwork.
Right.
It really depends on who's looking at it.
Right.
But
and
that's
what they
pretty
like.
cool that they could do that.
But that's a great idea. So the idea is that not only let's say this one more time. Gary made this fucking sign.
I think he said that like what 10 times.
Everybody here, did you see my new fucking sign? The Everything and Nothing podcast with Shannon Ambrosio. I mean, I'm gonna move to this side now. Hold on.
So
Did you see the sign over here?
Way you don't spell the name wrong.
Shannon, just squat down.
No, that's great. So anyway, I like the idea that it's a collaboration of two artists. So what they do is they'll have somebody who's an illustrator like you guys, and they'll show your artwork to these people. And like I said, one may be a sculptor, one may be a tile guy, one may be somebody who does 3D printing in this or whatever. And then another artist says, hey, I'd like to do that in my medium.
Right.
And that's how they come up with these pieces that they put down in the subway system.
Yeah, they come up with some nice stuff.
Oh, it's great. And I love that. I love the idea that you guys have this talent because it's going to go on my wall. That's the greatest part of this. We talked about, I wanted everybody to know about the book thing, which I think is great. But in essence to this, the idea of what you do, Gab, by taking a lot of your artwork and putting it to use almost. So a lot of your art becomes extremely functional in your day to day. Am I correct? Carpentry.
Yeah, it basically does because the carpentry part just got to be creative. Extremely creative. So the creativity and the mind with whether it be graffiti or carpentry kind of all blends into one.
Yeah.
It makes you more precise with things.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so pretty good with millwork because millwork that's like if no one knows out there, it's fine carpentry.
Yes.
It's building cabinets, doing moldings. You got to be really on point with that stuff.
Really on point.
And to be on point, you really got to look at all the things that are either going to be messed up or something. It's got to be so accurate.
Right. The possibilities of how it can mess up your artwork, infinite.
Yes.
Especially if you're not paying attention.
Oh, yeah.
110%.
Without a doubt. 100%.
Boy, I love that idea. I love the idea of having the ability to be creative with your hands. That's my favorite thing. We know that, right? Because my love for cooking, my love for carpentry, my love for building, fixing
That's
things.
all artwork.
Yeah.
It's all artwork.
Yeah.
It's just expressed in a different way.
And you're super creative. I mean,
one of my biggest I think traits, and I get this from my mom because my father was about as creative as fucking goldfish, but he could knock you out with a left hook without blinking.
That goes a long way.
But my creativity and my passion and my love for artwork and artistry and all these things come from my mom. My mom was fucking like your mom, amazing, and my mom was the same way. My mom experiments in different mediums. My mom does photography. So she learns how to take some of her pictures and she paints them, and she's made a few pieces of the artwork on my wall. The coffee pot here, which is a percolator, was one of my favorite things. The little seagull picture. But my mom makes all these little incorporations of different mediums. So up there you'll see she did American flag, and then she wrote some other stuff on rice paper. This was the first time I traveled to China. So my mom made that piece that's all the way at the top showing the American flag, and she made out of Chinese money, so it was like all these little strips of red came from Chinese money. So extremely creative with the projects she works on.
That's pretty cool.
And I get a lot of that. I get a lot of that from my mom. My mom does that a lot. She loves to be creative with different mediums, very much like what you do, right? Incorporating these things that she loves, outside finding branches and maybe painting scenes on them, or, she gets that creativity from like what you do, that emotion, the thing that draws you to that piece that you think is artistic.
Yeah, making something out of nothing.
Yeah.
Like mom used to paint rocks, remember? She used to make the little rock characters. and
Yeah,
stuff.
it was like a little rock family.
Yeah, I think she invented pet rocks.
Man.
Yeah, 'cause
And
they
ain't
sell
that
them
some,
now.
yeah, right? Ain't that fucked up?
Yeah,
We all
we
think
got
about
fucking
that.
robbed
We
again.
did. We always do. People from Brooklyn get robbed. You know why?
Left and right.
You know why? Because Biggie Small said it best. We spread love. It's the Brooklyn way.
There
We're
you go.
we're very trusting in the beginning
Yeah.
until you burn us, and then we want to throw the rock at you.
You got a problem.
Yeah, then we take the rock that you just fucking beat us at, and we throw we hit you with the rock.
I got hit with a pet rock in the head today.
Sons of bitches.
Sons of bitches.
Sons of bitches.
You know what I think would be a nice new segment for you next time we come?
What are we
You
gonna
have
do?
a nice white wall here.
Oh, we do something on the wall.
On the wall, me and Paulie and
Did you bring any paint markers to sign this?
I do have one.
Okay, so you're gonna take the paint marker out too. So you're gonna sign my
I'm definitely gonna
everything
sign
and nothing.
Got it in my
Gonna
back
sign
pocket.
that, and I want you and Paulie both to tag on my locker.
This one here.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I want. That was a big thing, right? Remember we were in high school.
Yeah.
You tagged on your locker.
Tagging on the locker.
Yeah.
Tagged on the lockers. I love that idea. Very nostalgic, but also very traditional. Right? It was almost like this rite of passage when you started writing graffiti and you knew you were good at artwork, like when you were from Brooklyn, you wanted to put your shit everywhere, right?
Yeah, everywhere.
Walls, you didn't care where it was.
Everywhere. I mean, they actually had. I used to go to PK Art Supplies.
Yeah, we went a few times together.
And just to avoid getting caught by cops with spray paint or marking, I would buy the whole pack of white stickers. And I would write my name about 100 times and just walk down the street,
Sticking them everywhere.
On people's backs.
yeah, right.
Isn't that funny? We find ways to display our artwork even though we know it's not legal constantly. But I think most artists do, right? That was the whole idea of graffiti, right? Because you wanted the masses to see it. You wanted some kind of recognition of some kind.
Well, yeah, that's like I don't know how he gets away with it. The Banksy thing.
Banksy.
Where
Where is it?
he puts all his stuff all over the city.
Really?
Yeah, you never heard of him?
No.
Banksy. He sold. If he puts a piece on a wall, the wall they chop out the wall because the wall's worth $1 million.
Oh.
You heard that guy? You seen him on TV?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's pretty cool.
it's illegal, but it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
It's graffiti.
No,
well,
he does weird things.
but
Look
what's-
him up on that.
Oh, okay.
What's
really
funny
cool
is-
shit he does.
But what's funny is that we think about graffiti as like what we did, right? Pieces like
Right,
this, like the artwork behind me, right? But really, graffiti is anything you're graphing on.
Yes.
So any artwork that's displayed to the public in an illegal fashion
It's
is
graffiti.
graffiti, yeah.
Basically, you're right. Yeah.
Is graffiti. So there was a guy out, I know Banksy, but there was another guy out who was doing like caricature stencil art all over the city. Remember, like one of them would be a kid, and then it would be a kid painted half on the floor, half on the wall, and then it would be like a line, and then up at the top of the middle of a building, he would spray paint like a balloon,
Yeah, I seen that.
and it would look like the line was going all the way up.
yeah.
That might have been Banksy.
Maybe it's the same guy. That's what I'm saying. You know, there was this one great artist that was just creating all this crazy artwork all over the place, and I think that it's just absolutely amazing, the expression of art.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that might have been him.
Yeah,
But yeah, anything you put out in the public, I guess, is considered graffiti.
yeah. Anything that's done in a public space that's,
Illegally.
that's illegal,
Illegal.
yeah, is graffiti. I love that shit.
Can't do it
Fucking
no
love
more.
Yeah.
Well, you can't do it on the subways anymore because they have the trains that they don't accept paint no more.
Right. It just
So-
bleeds right off.
Yeah, you can't spray paint anything on the trains.
You got to get permission now.
Yeah, but I mean walls. I mean outside brick walls. You can still fucking spray the shit out them sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Illegally.
Illegal.
Illegally.
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 We're not saying to go do it. We ain't saying that. We're saying, and if you do, don't tell anybody we told you to do it.
You didn't hear it from us.
You didn't hear it from us.
Not condoning it.
Let me see if I have I think I may have my black book down here, but I don't know. I may not.
Wow, you still got your black book?
No, there's only a few pictures in there.
Nice.
Let me see if I have.
What's up there, Paulie boy?
What's up, G-Rock?
So how has you been your podcast segment here with Mr. Shannon and Brosio?
Oh, I'm having fun. I never did a radio broadcast before.
Neither did I.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling a little nervous and skittish.
Skittish. Oh, you got to go upstairs? No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, he just found it down on the bottom.
Wrong black book, baby. Not the little black book. Anything but the little black book.
Only thing that I have left.
Lord have mercy. Look at that.
Yeah. Joey Lamaki did those. Bebop, John.
Bebop.
Bebop. He got a little weird. He did that too.
Yeah, that's when Bebop was.
When he was writing.
He was writing. He was young.
So, word.
Look at that.
Yeah, I got some good old stuff in my house too.
That's old school, man.
I got to dig it up.
It's still good, even to this day.
Did that.
This one says, "If I like you, I'll kill you last."
So you're fucked either way.
Yeah, you're fucked either way.
Yeah, I can't believe this is all. I can't believe this all. John did that. This all I have left.
For all yous out there, you should know that Shannon used to write Shaz.
Yeah,
Shaz 1.
Did that. There's another one. See, Shaz.
Oh yeah, that's nice too. Everybody see that?
I'm gonna hold this.
I like
see
that.
Everybody can see it.
Now
This
that's
is
what
very old stuff.
this is old school stuff.
You see it over there?
Not yet. You got your delay thing over here, just in case somebody says the word fuck. Yeah, now I can see it.
Yeah, so that's some real old school
Real old school.
characters back then in the days. Those are the ones we used to do.
That's all I have left. 2 pictures.
He has the 2 soul surviving pictures. We're gonna auction them off right now. The first one's going for about $1,000.
I bet 20,000.
The second one, I'll take anything over 3 cents.
Shannon will take 4 cents for the second one. Going once,
Your 2 cents.
going twice. Sold.
Sold for 3 cents.
Sold to the highest bidder. Sold to the highest bidder. So I dabbled in a little bit of artwork. I didn't pursue it much, or not enough is actually what it is. I didn't pursue it enough. Like I dabbled in it and I was like, I'm pretty good at this, but it wasn't something that, like I didn't find myself like you do, or you, Gary, where you're like, I have to draw. It just does something to me. For me, it was kind of like this cool thing that I was like, I want to learn how to do that, and then that was the end of it. So I didn't have as much passion as you guys, as far as the artwork goes. But
you have
Still got a
passion.
lot of passion. Just
some other shit.
put in other stuff.
Yeah, for a variety of
Some
different
other
things.
But did you see the sign? Did you see the sign?
Again,
Gary made this. Gary made this. The everything and nothing
Just-
fucking sign.
just in case it's not big enough for
Listen
you
to
to see.
Shut up out there. You don't know Gary. I know Gary. Okay. And Paulie's gonna leave me some artwork. Well, first of all, Paulie, I had your artwork hanging here. I had to take it down because the frame got a little mashed up, and I put the ceiling in.
Yeah.
And I put the ceiling in, and the picture was a little big, so I had to take it down. But I'm gonna get a new frame and put it back up. But
Yeah,
Paul-
I'll leave you 2 pieces.
yeah. So Paulie's gonna leave me copies of some of his work, and that's what I'm saying to you folks. You need to look up Paul Calabrese at paulcalabrese.com and look at his artwork. Reach out to him, purchase something from him. You will not regret it. Put it in your house, put it in your bathroom, put it on your bedroom ceiling wall. He'll make things happen. That's all I got to say.
Things will happen.
Yeah. And I love that idea. These are my boys. They can be your boys, but you got to work real hard because to get love and respect from them is not easy. They're not going to draw a path for you, nor will anybody illustrate the rest of your life. The only way that can happen is by you drawing your own conclusions to where you see yourself and what you do, folks out there. These 2 gentlemen right here, I've had the honor to call them friends and family for most of my life.
It was our honor.
I couldn't say thank you enough, both, for being here. I'm glad I had a chance to share my artwork by feeding you.
Thank you
And,
for having us. And yeah, that was some artwork.
You ain't kidding, bro.
It's gonna make my good meatballs and gravy for Sunday for everybody.
If that ain't all, I don't know what is.
Word up. So listen to me out there. You know how I like to end my podcast. So I do my
everybody passes everybody gives good fortune to everybody around here. And that's very important to me that somebody pass on fortune to somebody else instead of always wanting it for themselves. So it's fortune cookie time.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And that's what we do here. So there's 3 of us. 3 of them go in the center of the table. This is how this works.
I want the one on the bottom.
No. I'll show you how it works.
Do I win anything if I count
You
how
don't
many
win
fortune
anything.
cookies are in there?
You win good fortune. That's what you win.
That's what you win.
There's
So
72 fortunes in there.
So everybody grab one. Okay. Do not open it. Take your fortune cookie and pass it to your right. To your right. So that's the idea. The idea is you're giving your good fortune that you would have had to somebody else.
Pass it on.
That's very clever. I see the way you did
You understand what I mean?
Paying it forward.
Yeah. You're
Very
basically
clever.
paying it forward.
that. Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's the idea. Okay. Let's see what we got here.
What if I want another fortune cookie?
Nope.
Just you stuck with that
Nope.
one.
Greedy bastard.
Everybody always wants something different than what they have. What do we say? You got to accept what's there for you.
No,
So
I-
anyway,
Okay.
don't get too everybody look, my brother was famous for like, yo, I don't want this fortune. I'm like, you got it. Okay. So I'm going to go first. Okay. So you will do well to expand your business. Okay. I believe that. I believe that this was given to me because Paulie knows I want to turn this podcast studio into a money-making endeavor eventually. So Paulie knew that already. So he passed me on that fortune. Thank you. I like that.
You're welcome. I just want you to know that
Thank you very much.
I think I got to go out of order over here because this fortune is unbelievable.
Okay. So then you go next.
My fortune is
Speaking to the mic. How many times you got that?
you will do well to expand your business.
Oh, shit.
Oh, same one.
We got the same one.
If he has the same one,
Then this is a jip.
this is there's something fucked
These-
up.
Then they
going on
fucking
there.
sell me all
These
fortunes the
fucking
same, these sons of
These fucking
bitches.
cookies are rigged.
Confucius said, go fuck yourself today. Go ahead, guy.
Mine says you will succeed and adapt in whatever is calling you in life.
Oh,
Very
that's
good.
great. That's a great spirit calling.
Thank you for that.
Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
I already know, guy, that you are a very spirit-driven person.
I like
So
to
to
be.
me, that seemed, I
It
guess,
fits
like
us.
my fortune.
Appropriate fortune.
Appropriate
It's an
fortune.
appropriate fortune.
Yeah,
Very.
very much.
I like this idea. It's very cool.
I really do.
So now what we do at the end of the podcast when we go off, you guys put your initials on there and it goes on the fortune wall.
Oh, I
the
like
good
that.
fortune wall.
Nice.
Okay? So that's what we do. But this has been another Everything and Nothing podcast with your boy from Brooklyn, Shannon Ambrosio. I can't say a thank you enough times to Paul and to G-Man Gary.
Amen, brother.
Strive. Now listen to me, folks out there. We all have a voice. We all should be heard. We should all be seen. Make it your business to say something positive and productive to yourself and to someone every single day. And you know my message, and that's every day is a good day. And if you give a smile, you gonna get a smile out there,
Amen.
folks. Now listen, you don't have to be an artist to illustrate beauty. All you have to do is have it in your heart and give it out through your soul or your spirit like Paulie and Gary do. Thank you again, everybody. And this is your boy from Brooklyn saying, if I don't know you, that's your fault. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out. Very cool. My first podcast. Very good show, Shaz.
Off the chain, brother.
Yeah, very cool.